Now that we've installed the panel with the pipe, we're going to flash that pipe using a rubber pipe boot. A couple of things to note. Based on the slope, you're going to want to choose the size of your pipe boot accordingly. It isn't just about whether or not you've chosen the right size diameter with the rubber gasket. The higher the slope, the larger diameter base that you're going to want. Given the slope of this roof, which is a 12-12, we're using a larger diameter base pipe boot so that we have enough room to attach the flange around the pipe. If we use too small a pipe boot, the flange is going to be very, very close and we won't have enough room to fasten. So this is very simple, this product. We're going to apply sealant to the base, slide it over the top of the pipe, and then using stitch screws, fasten it to the metal of the panel. Another important thing to note is that we have cut back the roof deck so that when I fasten the pipe flashing in, my stitch screws aren't grabbing the wood. And the reason that I only want to grab the metal of the panel is that there's a difference between thermal expansion and contraction between wood and steel. And if I bind all three of those layers together, the flange of the boot, the metal panel, and the wood, they're expanding and contracting at different rates, and you're going to get a lot of push-pull, which will weaken the bond, and eventually the pipe flashing will leak. This way, I'm stitching the flange only to the metal roof panel, and they will move together in concert. Now we're going to apply sealant to the base of the pipe boot. You can use a liberal amount. Whatever squishes out, you can use your finger to seal it. Once that's done, this pipe flashing is already sized for the pipe. If it wasn't, you would use a pair of snips. And now I'm going to be using stitch screws to fasten the flange. So what I'm going to do is, my approach has always been to install the stitch screws at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, and then start splitting it from there. As with all rubber washer screws, you want to make sure not to over-tighten them. When you over-tighten a neoprene washer screw, you squish the gasket, which then exposes it to UV, and it degrades it faster. Now you can see here at the back of the pipe, I'm having trouble getting my drill in. So what you can use, All American Steel, they sell a flexible drill bit, which is what I'm going to use, because of the angle of the roof, I can't get my drill back here. So I'm going to use a flexible drill bit in just a moment. First I'll install this. I've attached the flexible drill bit, and this is what's going to allow me to install the screw behind the pipe where otherwise I wouldn't be able to. So I've installed the rubber gasket. You can see the fastener spacing. I started at 12, 3, 6, and 9 and kept splitting it until we get about 2 inches in between each screw. Again, the stitch screws are bringing together the flange of the rubber roof boot and the metal panel, but not the wood substrate of the roof. So make sure that you cut your substrate slightly larger, about a ½ inch larger than the opening of the roof boot, than the flange of the roof boot.
Thanks very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please reach out to your All American Steel rep or shoot us a note through social media.